The world abounds in change through man's ability.
So we had to skip last week.
We did. Hey, welcome to Foulcast, everybody.
Hey.
I'm Josh.
Again.
I'm Doug.
Hey.
I'm the reason that we didn't have the podcast last week, and I'm trying to remember why.
I think you just told us. Was it because you were pulling cable?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you just told us.
Yeah, yep. Yeah, we had to... we had to do some emergency stuff at work, and that was the only night anybody else was going to be available to help me do it, and I was not pulling cable by myself. And I'm glad I didn't try either, because we spent a lot of time up on ladders, and I would have killed myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, not on purpose. Probably.
That would never happen at my work. It would never happen even before when I was with a smaller company, but I love doing it. I wouldn't want to do it for, like, a living.
What,
but I
like
love pulling
network
cable.
installation?
It's fun, yeah.
When I worked at Lowe's, the 2 weeks I worked at Lowe's, the one night guy puts me up there on the cherry picker. And I'm going up, and I'm like, so, this thing says it's like a 260-pound weight limit. He's like, yeah, don't worry about that.
I gotta admit, I'm worried about that.
Yep. So I'm up like 25 feet in the air, and I'm going super fucking slow, trying to make sure I don't throw this thing out of balance. And he's like, you gotta speed up, okay? You're gonna have to start doing this stuff alone soon.
I would have
Like,
fucking
motherfucker.
sued Lowe's.
Yeah.
Like, you sent me up at a cherry picker, and then I found out that I was over the weight limit.
Yeah.
Guess what? Guess who just can't be up at the cherry picker?
I would, like, judge, like, how close am I to these shelves? And, like, can I, like, move quick enough that this thing will fall over, but I can grab onto the shelves
Right.
and get up there and be like, okay, I hurt my leg, but I could have died at the same time. My dumb ass would probably just fall off and actually hurt myself.
I would have thought about suing just because they put me in it.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
y'all know that there's a weight limit on this. And then when I asked about it, the response was, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
I wonder how your insurance company would feel about this.
Like, when you're going through the training and you got to read all through the safety manuals and everything, they fucking explicitly state, like, this is an OSHA violation. Do not fucking do it. Well, OSHA doesn't matter when you're midnight crew.
Apparently the OSHA regulations go out of effect at like 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I'm sure it's just a matter of, like, yeah, we don't even think about that because we got a job to do, and we'll get our asses chewed if we don't get it done by morning.
Oh, God, that job
That's why you
sucked.
sue.
Yeah.
So hard.
I can tell just from that one story.
Yep.
Like, that doesn't happen in a good workplace.
On my second day there, the person who was training me got in a huge fight with the boss and just fucking walked out. They were just like, nope, I'm fucking over this. Fuck you, Suresh.
Wow, that's a red flag, huh?
Yep. So then I'm like,
We got a problem, Suresh?
Oh, man.
Do I need to be worried, or was he an asshole? Because I'm kind of with him right now.
Well, you know what Suresh is going to say. Yeah, he's an asshole.
Yeah.
oh, God, that guy fucking sucked so hard.
Oh, man.
And they never, like, replaced him with someone to train me. Like, the guy that took me up there at the cherry picker, the only reason he came along was because I'd never used the cherry picker. So it was like, here's what you got to do.
This was going to be your only time with somebody supervising you on the cherry picker.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't even give that place 2 weeks notice.
Yeah, no,
Fuck that.
I think I did, like, I want to say a week and a half, and then I called them and I was like, yo, I'm going to hack. I can't do these night hours anymore. Goodbye.
Also, you'll suck real bad.
Yeah.
And then I came in 2 days later and got my check and never went back.
Yeah.
When I was working at Hershey, like, a group of the managers went to see, who was it? It's some really shitty band. was like Chris Daughtry or someone.
Okay.
Just
He wrote
this
Batman.
group of managers.
He wrote a Batman comic.
Yeah.
Batman
Same
too.
guy?
Yeah.
Oh. It wasn't just a coincidental
No,
same
it's
name kind of
legitimately
thing?
the same guy.
Interesting.
But no, it is just this group of managers that like walked up getting beers, and there's that part of me that's thinking like, do I have to be embarrassed that I'm serving these guys now, or you know what? No, because fuck Lowe's.
Yeah.
Anything was fucking better than Lowe's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you're only doing the job so that you can live. No job is worth doing something that might kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
Just by definition.
Fuck.
Good talk, guys.
Sorry.
Ah.
Tired. On Friday. So last Monday, Willow had a rash on her belly.
Uh-oh.
So I took her to the vet, and they gave us meds. They gave us an antibiotic and a steroid, standard. But the antibiotic was split between a 500 milligram pill and a 250, because they couldn't just get a 750, I guess.
Mm.
And she took it all week, no problem. Friday, I was like, okay, she can go to daycare. So I took them in. They text me at like 4 o'clock. And they're like, oh, by the way, Willow threw up a little bit this morning, but she seemed fine. So we didn't. I was like, okay. Came home. About 9 o'clock, she puked. And then she didn't stop until 6 o'clock the next morning.
Okay, that's probably not great.
It was, no.
Was she having a reaction to the medicine?
Yeah, it like fucked her stomach up. But she puked every half hour. Like,
Cats don't puke quiet.
this was a dog.
Oh, a dog.
Yeah.
Oh, Willow's the dog.
Yeah. I don't take my cats to daycare.
Honestly, dogs are louder. So.
Yeah, well,
But dogs also clean up their mess.
yeah, that's how I noticed she threw up the first time, because they're. And I'm like, that's an eating sound.
Well, you can't let it go to waste. I don't understand how dogs as a species survived eating their own vomit when most of the time you throw up because it's not supposed to be in there.
Yeah.
Like they evolved a vomit response
Yeah.
to like having something in their stomach that shouldn't be. But then also learned the behavior of putting it right back in there.
Well, maybe like we're not giving them enough credit. We are, but
We're giving them all the credit.
What if they throw up and they're like, oh shit, I puked, and they eat it so they can go puke somewhere not as obvious so a predator doesn't see it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
There are no predators
their
for
tracks from predators.
Yeah, but there are no predators for fucking wolves. What's eating a wolf?
House cats.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. That theory doesn't hold weight, because I think a wolf would be like, "Fuck, I puked. What about it?"
Yeah, I guess because like cats have an instinctive urge to like hide their waste, which is to keep predators away. Because like some things do eat cats, I guess.
No,
like,
I think
in
it's
nature,
more probably, but I think like a bigger.
But like, what does prey on wolves? Like
nothing.
Like all dogs are descended from the gray wolf.
Yeah.
Nothing eats that thing.
Yeah, no, nothing at all.
Some things might find them dead already and eat some.
Yeah, no.
And
it's not like typically they're in a pack, so they're not afraid of fucking anything.
Right.
No. It was it was bad. It was, like, she threw up in the basement, and then we got her calmed down. I was like, well, there's nothing left, so let's just go to bed. And no. She went up with D, and D was like petting her, and she fell asleep, and then she threw up on D.
Poor Dieters.
That's how you know your dog's sick.
Yeah, which just tickled me pink. And then we changed the sheets, and she immediately threw up on the new sheets. And I was like, okay, here's the deal. You stay up here. I'll go down with her and just sit with her. It was all night long, but...
I mean, after she throws up on you, I don't think the D was probably, like, in the mood to sit with her anymore.
Like
Like, this is your dog and you love her, but at the same time, she did just throw up on you.
So I was downstairs with her, and she was upstairs and she had the gate up, so Willa didn't go back in there when she was, because when a dog pukes, they fucking run around the house. So I was like, put the gate up so she doesn't surprise you.
Why did
Run
I
around
think...
the house alerting everyone. They're like, hey, I puke, motherfuckers.
Why did I think that we were talking about a cat after you said that she was at daycare?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't do that with cats.
That would be that's an underground fighting ring. That is, you can't, like, I can barely get two cats to not
That's
beat the shit out of
literally
each other.
that would literally be trying to herd cats.
Yeah.
And that's like the example you give of something that you can't do.
Yeah, and somebody says hola to me.
Oh.
I don't know that number, so I will not respond.
You should respond, but
Got
like
a
in
Dick
Portuguese.
Tracy watch?
An Apple Watch.
No shit.
Yeah.
Fucking technology.
Honestly, it's...
Okay. Have you
Look,
not?
I don't know what the fuck's going on in the world anymore.
Sorry.
You were like, you got a Dick Tracy watch, and Ken explains that it's a thing that's been around for like several years, and I know that you knew about already as a thing, and you're like, fucking technology.
I just thought Apple Watches like told you the time and when you ran and shit.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, they also show you the notifications that you don't feel like looking
Yeah,
at.
exactly.
That's pretty much the only other thing that they do besides what you just listed.
Like, it installed all the apps that were on my phone, like, that have a, like, look at all that shit. I don't
have
know
a
what
watch
any
component.
Of that,
Holy shit!
no idea what all that does.
That's way too many apps.
Yeah, I know. I could give myself an EKG. That is cool. I have a Filmic Pro camera app that you can start it with your watch.
Okay.
That's smart.
I want to get a watch that'll take your blood pressure.
Yeah, I don't know if this does blood pressure.
It
does
doesn't.
EKG, yeah. But anyways.
Yeah, it'll do like your pulse and your...
That could be helpful.
There's something else that does, but I don't remember what.
Probably EKG.
That's probably it, yeah. Probably.
Yeah, Dee got me. She was like, I think you'll like it. And I was like, okay. Well, it shows me my notifications on my hand.
Casey and I had Apple Watches, and we can't wear them because the birds don't like them.
Oh, really?
So they'll attack them. And if we keep wearing them for too long, hoping that they'll just get over it, they start attacking us.
Really?
Yeah.
Take that fucking thing off.
Yeah. Yeah. They really wanted us to stop wearing the watches. I can't wear any watch. I cannot wear a watch.
You're not a watch guy, Dick.
Yeah. You can pick them up with the other hand, and they'll be like, okay, and they like very slowly step up. But as soon as they have confirmation that you've got the watch on the other wrist,
It's on.
I've had my face bitten I don't know how many times over this watch. Hey.
That's just fucking rude.
Yeah, well, hey, you do not wear a watch.
Just
Birds are your stylist.
we already couldn't like
Doesn't
burn.
fucking match that.
We already can't like burn candles or use air fresheners or incense or anything because of their lungs
Yeah.
being so sensitive. And then also there's like bird shit like around because we have birds and they shit.
Uh-huh.
And now we also can't wear watches. That was just a thing they
A lot more.
decided.
A lot more than you signed up for here. I gotta be honest with you.
We knew about the other stuff already.
Yeah.
The watch thing was a surprise. It was an unpleasant one because we bought Apple watches.
Yeah.
We don't have Apple phones anymore anyway, so it doesn't.
At like one, back to the puke story.
Oh,
This is the
yeah.
part that made me laugh. At like maybe 1-ish, I got tired of cleaning up, and I was like, wait a minute. I know when it's going to happen, because she gets up and she starts panting. I'm like, I'm just going to start sending her out in the yard. And first time I did, she was like, on her way out the door, but she saw a rabbit. She took off after that little fucker while throwing up like this.
At 1 a.m.
Yeah. That's kind of, I could tell. I was like, well, her stomach's clearly upset, but I don't think she's like
sick.
Like, like she's herself.
Yeah.
Just with the added bonus of vomit.
Bonus.
But Dee came out and she's like, should we call the emergency vet? And I was like, I don't think so yet. I was like, let me just, because I know we gave Utley Pepsid when he was barfing to calm his stomach before, but because she was on the steroid, I didn't want to do that without the vet telling me it was okay.
Right.
So I was like, I'll just call the vet as soon as I can. And when she came down to ask me that, she opened the gate up, and Utley came down, and I was like, okay, you're going to hang out with me. So he laid beside me on the couch, and Willow was laying over there. And it was about a half hour later, she's like, So she comes over, and she threw up right behind him, and he was like, whoa, shit! And as soon as he got up, like, she came around the other side and vomited. And he was like, what the fuck do I do?
Like, which one do I eat first?
He jumped up on the couch and dove over and took right back up. He was like, nope, fuck this, you're on your own, Dad. He went up there and barked for Dee to let him in the gate.
Went up there and unlocked the gate himself.
Yeah, pretty much. It was real funny.
Oh my god.
6 a.m. I went to the store and got hamburger and rice because that's what they say to give them. And she was fine. Once they said give her less medicine.
I don't think the hamburger and rice actually helps to calm their stomach.
It's
just like an exclusion diet.
Yeah, it's just much easier to digest.
Yeah. Like, you know that they're not going to have a reaction to that.
Yeah.
At least I hope not. That would suck.
I would not want to clean that up.
I've already cleaned that up.
I'm just saying,
it was hamburger and onion, but close enough. Never give that boy steroids again.
Oh.
Fucking what the fuck?
Oh, man.
It's always so crazy for me to think about because I remember an entire floor just full of onions. Someone dumped tubs of onions on the floor.
There aren't that many onions on a burger.
But here's the thing. That's how I remember it too. Okay. So there had to have been a lot of onions.
So how many fucking cheeseburgers could he have eaten? He would have had to house 50 of them. And then drink the slivered onions. What was left over.
Yeah. You remember when, I don't know if they still do it, but McDonald's used to do tiny little cubes of onion on
the diced onions.
The diced onions? That's what I remember being all over the fucking floor.
Wait, what?
Little diced onions. That's what I remember him vomiting.
Oh yeah, they still do
they?
Those. They're dehydrated.
Okay.
They just rehydrate them and put them on the burger.
Maybe that's what he did. He just got a hold of some dehydrated onions.
And just chugged them down.
He just chugged them and then they expanded.
And that's what actually made him throw up. Yeah. It wasn't the glass of Jägermeister I had him drink.
Yes, the glass.
Yeah, an entire pint glass. When me and Anth and Keeney and Bruce got a hotel room for 1 year for New Year's, and Keeney threw up all over the fucking bathroom. This is like a pattern with him. Mm-hmm. But he had eaten so much shrimp that day.
Oh,
it was the worst.
Yeah, that's bad.
And possibly even worse is the smell of shrimp will give me a headache because I'm allergic to shrimp and I associate that with a bad thing, and I think it just gives me a headache. Old Bay does the same thing. Shrimp with Old Bay on them is just the worst.
I'm glad I didn't bring that popcorn over for you.
Oh yeah. If it's
caramel shrimp.
If it's not a strong odor in the air, I'm fine.
Okay.
But whenever we'd have to steam shrimp at the grocery store and somebody wanted extra Old Bay on it, okay, well the rest of my shift is gonna suck. Cool. But yeah, no, that was That was also not a picnic.
Anytime.
I don't remember if that happened before or after the Jägermeister thing.
That was
but
before.
Was it before?
That was before.
Okay. That might explain why I refused to help clean up. Like, I recognize this is my fault, but no, I'm not doing it again.
I think the issue was, like, y'all were leaving, but Josh and Bruce were over quite a bit, and it was my mom that said, you guys need to get up here and clean this up. So y'all probably weren't going to face. I mean, she might run into you at the grocery store, but if you were there at the time, I don't know. I don't remember, but
I don't know that I ever ran into her at the grocery store.
yeah.
Uh,
She was like, get up here and clean this up now.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's not her
Oh, I
mess.
wonder if she saw it. Maybe I should report back and see if her recollection.
Do you remember it just being like all onions?
Like, I don't even remember like burger pieces.
No,
in
I just
there.
remember onions. It was like his body just didn't process the onions and they just came back out.
Oh, man. Oh, now I want McDonald's.
That's fine.
It's not. That's not okay.
Shouldn't.
That shouldn't make me want
No,
McDonald's.
because it's either the fact that we're talking about cheeseburgers or the fact we're talking about dehydrated little onions that got you all up in arms for some McDonald's.
Look, when I get a double quarter pounder with cheese, which I do, those come with the slivered
Yeah, they
onions. And I order it without the onions.
Okay.
I don't like the slivered onions. I think the slivered onions taste like shit. But I will get the dehydrated onions on it. I love the dehydrated onions. And I don't know if it's the process of, like, rehydrating them. Like, it takes a little bit of the edge off them. Or if they just,
calm
like...
onion. You like a nice calm onion.
Nice calm onion. I like a good strong onion, too. It's just for some reason the slivered ones at McDonald's, it just tastes weird. Tastes fishy.
I was talking onions with Zach today. See, he had said, like, onion dip and some kind of chip. That's what's up. I was like, I really can't do onions. It's just even a hint of onion and it just overtakes everything for me. And he was like so beyond belief with this.
Is this the first thing you guys haven't agreed on?
No. But he'd be like, what do you think about onion rings? And I'm like, well, they have onions. He's like, oh, yeah, I guess that's
they
right.
do.
Yeah, that's...
And a couple things later, he comes back to it and he's like, so Funyuns? I'm like, no, man, onion.
It's an onion. What if somebody pulled the onion out of an onion ring and he just got the batter?
No, I don't think so.
I think it's going to be onion flavored
Still have
batter.
like the onion residue in
Well,
there.
like, Funyuns aren't made of onion. They're just like corn batter
cornmeal
that's
with
fried in the shape of an onion.
With an oniony powder on top.
Yeah. So, like, well, guess it's just a thing.
What about a bloomin' onion? No, buddy, that's still an onion.
I hate to break it to you, but
Still an onion.
I mean, every now and then, I try something with onions. I tried something with mayo a couple weeks ago. I was like, do I really still hate mayo? And yes, I do.
Okay.
But, I mean, it was tolerable, but I was like, why would I want to suffer through this?
Yeah, it's
on
not
a
like...
sandwich of my own creation.
Yeah, right. It's
Yeah.
not like you're, like trying to learn how to appreciate beer or something.
Yeah.
You're just trying to
Yeah.
eat a sandwich with mayonnaise on it.
you could just as easily not
Yeah.
Exactly.
mayonnaise. Yeah. This made me remember possibly the most petty asshole thing I ever did in my life.
Oh boy, this is probably pretty good.
But for once, it wasn't at Keeney's expense.
Okay.
It was at Young's expense.
Oh, I'm all in.
Which is why I don't
Just
feel
gets
bad
better.
about
All
it
in.
at all.
All in.
So we were playing like Magic or something at Young's house, and he had pissed me off that day already. And then,
Imagine that.
right? And like, yeah, it happened. He was good at that, and he never cared. Like he would never apologize
Yeah.
after pissing somebody off, and that pisses you off even more. But like, we ordered sandwiches or we were gonna get sandwiches from the place up on Eisenhower, the pizza place up on Eisenhower. I don't remember what they were. Salvatore's?
Yeah.
Salvatore's.
They had some good stromboli.
Mm-hmm. Their sandwiches were really good too, like their subs. So we would get those sometimes when we were playing Magic. And so I got picked to be the one to go. Me and one other person, and I don't remember who, it might have actually been Keeney, got picked to go and like put the order in and pick it up. And Young also hated mayonnaise. And he's like, make sure my sandwich has no mayonnaise on it. No mayo. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I've seen you order sandwiches before. You always say no mayo. You've talked at length about how much you hate mayonnaise. Like, way more than anybody ever should.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put mayonnaise on your sandwich. And he was like, no mayonnaise. And he just kept going. And I'm just like, all right. So we get to Salvatore's and I'm like, hey, that sandwich, extra mayo.
Yeah.
I had them glop the fucking mayonnaise.
No,
on it.
more.
There was no way he could even pick that sandwich apart to get anything out of it that didn't have mayonnaise on it. And we got home and he's like, there's fucking mayonnaise all over my sandwich. And I'm like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, there's like a ridiculous amount of mayonnaise on my fucking sandwich. Like, and you could tell it's creeping into his voice. He's like, I know you did this on purpose. And I was like, those motherfuckers, that really sucks. Oh man, that's really unfortunate. And I think he offered to trade sandwiches with several people, and all of us said no.
Who's gonna
We're like,
take
go
that?
fuck. I mean,
Yeah.
I would normally
Right, yeah.
do it if it was an honest mistake, but and like it wasn't Sean Young.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm like, that really sucks. So he just didn't eat. He just threw the sandwich away and didn't eat anything. It was great.
Good. Fuck that guy.
I got a friend request from him on Facebook a couple years ago.
Really?
Yeah, it was so weird to me, and I'd go back and I'd look at it for like a week. I'd just be like, why the fuck would he friend request me? Like,
Right.
He turned into an absolute jackass. I'm like, does he want to like make amends? Does he want to be like, hey, sorry for being a jackass? And in my head, no, that's the least Sean Young thing you could possibly do.
And even if he was, are you really interested in that?
Yeah. And
But you could
finally I was
certainly-
just like, no, I gotta stop looking at this
Yeah.
fucking friend request.
He could
and
certainly just send a
delete it.
message and say, hey, sorry, I was a dick. That's one way to do it, not just like friend request.
Well, if you're not friends with somebody already, though, that message gets buried, and unless you go looking for it, you'll never see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you might have a ton of messages. From
Probably got
people.
one. I've got that exact message in my...
No, it was either like a day or two ago. I got a friend request from Heather on Instagram.
Oh no, she heard the episode.
That's what I started thinking.
Oh no.
I'm like,
no.
what are
cut
the
that
fucking
part?
chances?
No, that was there, and her and I have already been friends on Instagram, so...
Oh.
We were too once upon a time, and then she deleted me. But so I'm like, what are the fucking chances? She'd never fucking listen to that.
No.
She probably doesn't even know what a podcast is. And
Now you're gonna get a message. I'm not fucking stupid.
And then you send back, okay, boomer.
no, it was like Young though. I went back and forth on it for like 2 days, and then I was like, well, what if she's like, I'm closing in on 40, I'm working at a restaurant, I need some disposable income. I bet Josh would buy pictures of my vagina. So I was like, alright, accept. Just in case I get that message.
I'd buy pictures of her vagina.
Yeah, hey.
Just to see what it's looking like these days.
Like, just a vagina? I don't want a picture of just a vagina.
Hey, I can work with anything these days.
I'm not talking about her specifically. I'm just saying, don't just give me a picture of a hatchet wound there.
Oh.
I need the body.
Oh yeah, I enjoy a hatchet wound.
Yeah, sure.
I could do the business to a hatchet wound.
No, I need the woman behind the wound.
You can give me the pee hole, the bee hole, the nipple.
Yeah, just whatever.
Fucking toe if I'm horny enough. I'll make it work.
You stop being picky at a certain point. That's your problem, Ken. You're too picky.
I guess it is.
Just think back to 12-year-old Ken. 12-year-old Ken would have killed for a hatchet wound.
This is true. I was remembering that the one night, how, like, when I found my dad's porn mags, and then I didn't have porn for quite a few years. And I was young. I was, like, less than 7 when I found them. So my recollection was, it's just a hole that goes, boom, straight in. It's not down here or nothing. It's just straight ahead. Just... I guess people fuck by walking up to the girl and just...
Apparently.
It's like a glory hole, but that was my recollection until I actually saw what was going on again. I was like, oh yeah, that's what it's like.
That would make things a lot easier. Sometimes it's a little hard to get tab A into slut B.
I think my first vagina came in a Walden Books. You pull, like, the Playboy off the top, and you stealthily open that plastic. And then you pull a Game Pro off the top, and you stealthily open that plastic.
And you hide the Playboy inside the Game Pro and steal the demo disc.
Yep.
Ah, what lovely video games are coming out with a fucking roaring hard boner.
But you think about it, it's like, okay, at 10 years old, you thought you were being this fucking stealthy genius.
Oh, yeah.
But there were probably, like, 10 other people standing there like this fucking 10-year-old's looking at porn.
Because, think if that's happening in your store right now, if you worked in the store, what are you doing? I'm watching that kid.
Right?
He's going to get away with whatever high crime he's trying to pull because it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, a lot of the people who noticed what you were up to at that point were probably employees of the store you were in. They just didn't care. That's the only reason you didn't get caught, because they didn't tell you.
I would have been
caught.
like, you know what? I'm just going to drop $10 in the register afterwards here.
Fuck that. I'm not paying for it either.
I put the Playboy in the Game Pro back. No, I probably bought the Game Pro.
You did keep the demo disc, I'm sure, at least.
Probably.
I mean, you do. That's what you do.
I missed out on the Game Pro.
Yeah?
It was Nintendo Power through and through.
So was I, but I was hanging out with Jason right at the time, and he always had Game Pro.
Yeah. No, never went with Game Pro.
Exchange.
It was always... I had my Nintendo Power library, and that was that.
I mean, I never had any non-Nintendo systems back then either, not until PS1.
I think the first one I got was when my uncle was like, hey, I got a Sega at the flea market. And I was like, fucking sweet. And it was a Master System.
I tried to get a Master System at the farm show because they had like a computer show.
Okay.
Did I tell you guys about this? I wanted a Master System. Like, Genesis was a thing already.
Yeah.
I didn't give a shit. I had a Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
I had a Nintendo. I had a Game Boy. I wanted a Master System. I was very interested in that system. And so there was this booth at the farm show for a computer show that had Master Systems, brand new in the boxes, and it was like $100. You get the system, and you get to pick like 2 games. You get games with it too, and it was such a sweet deal. And so we did it, got it home, popped it in, played Columns. I'll say that again. I got a brand new video game system, and the game that I chose to play first on it was Columns.
A falling block puzzle game.
Yep. And not even a good one.
Yeah,
Columns is terrible. Sorry, Sega. Columns is terrible.
But you didn't know at that point.
Well, I found out pretty quick. But I was still excited because it was a Master System, and I wanted one so bad. And 10 minutes in, the video cuts out. I'm still playing the game. I can hear it. But there's no video.
Shot.
And so the next day we went back to the farm show to be like, hey, this one's like defective or something. Can we exchange it? That booth was nowhere to be found. And I found out decades later that this was a thing. There was an entire run of Master Systems that were defective. and the video was fucked up, and Sega ordered them destroyed, and
So people
apparently people scooped them up out of the garbage and went and unloaded them and then left town.
Huh.
That sucks.
Yeah. That was my one attempt at having a Sega system back in the day.
Yeah, I got a ton of games. I mean, so back then people would just be like, "Oh, I've got X video game system, so I don't need any of this stuff. Here, take it. I'm going to get rid of it all because why do I need that anymore?"
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, and like I had some stuff that I did like from the arcade, like I had Afterburner, Space Harrier. I forget what else, but
You liked Space Harrier?
yeah. Get ready.
Get ready.
I don't like it anymore, really.
World 3, moot.
Really don't. Not a huge fan of it anymore. But at the time, I thought it was cool because it had a fucking dragon in it.
Well, yeah.
Yes. Space Harriers in one of the Yakuza games.
Yeah.
Space Harrier was cool when it came out.
Yeah.
Like, back in the day, it was cool. Now it's like, honestly, looking back, it wasn't that great of a game.
No.
It just had cool visual
I
effects.
realized that playing Yakuza.
Yeah. You're like,
Zero in the arcade, and I was like, oh, I don't really like this game. Yeah, but like that was like the Super Nintendo era, and it was like, wait, fucking you serious? Floyd's getting me a Sega? It's not the Sega you were thinking.
The Sega you wanted. But it was the Sega you deserved.
The Sega I deserved, exactly. It was the Nintendo. It was fucking Miyamoto being like, we're gonna teach you for even thinking about Sega.
You didn't have Sonic the Hedgehog for that Master System, did you?
No.
Have you heard about Sonic the Hedgehog for Master
It's
System?
from like Brazil or some shit, isn't it? I thought it was.
There
like
were a lot of
Brazilian.
games that only came out of Brazil for Master System because that was still a thing until like the late 90s.
Can you imagine being Brazilian and you played that shit for 20 years with that crap ass controller?
Fuck that controller. And there are games like you can plug a Genesis controller into a Master System, but there are games that won't work with that.
Yeah, I know.
Like you have to use the Master System one.
Wonder Boy.
Yeah.
One of them. Just jump.
Fuck. No, Sonic the Hedgehog for Master System came out in Europe.
Yeah, okay.
And then it also came out in the US. But what they did was, rather than making new packaging and putting out a ROM that would, like a ROM on the cartridge that would run at 60 hertz, they just used the PAL game.
Yeah.
They just imported a bunch of copies
Played all slow and shit.
and put a sticker on the outside of the plastic on the back of the box over the UPC so that it would be a different SKU.
Okay.
And sold that. And now a US copy of Sonic the Hedgehog, because they didn't do that with many. Like, Master System failed miserably here. Now a copy of the US version of Sonic the Hedgehog sells for like a couple $1,000, and a European copy $20.
It's the same thing. Just
Complete.
It's a different sticker.
And it wasn't even a sticker that you couldn't copy. So like I could make that sticker now. Like I could just go upstairs and make that sticker. Most people would probably not be able to tell the difference. You just made a profit of like $2,000. But they put it on the outside of the package too. So like, hell, most people probably peeled that off.
Yeah.
You literally just made yourself a European copy of Sonic.
No, the only Sonic I had was Game Gear. I think I had Sonic 2 on Game Gear.
Funny you should mention
only
that.
Sonic game I had.
Sonic 2 on Master System is Sonic 2 on Game Gear.
Yeah.
It's just like you can see more of what's going on. The screen resolution's bigger.
I lost my shit yesterday playing a game.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was playing Outer Scrolls and gone through this dungeon, and it starts to occur to me that, like, the tank's not a very good tank. But I'm sure enough of myself as a healer that, okay, I can keep this group alive and get them through things. I'm doing it all right so far.
I guess the goal there is just keep that tank alive, right?
Partially, yeah.
Yeah, it's a big part of the setup.
Well, if the tank's not very good,
Yeah.
you got your work cut out for you.
And the thing is, this guy had like 1,400 champion points.
So he should have known what he was doing?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm assuming he was a fake tank, because I was getting all the aggro, just healing people. And fake tanking is a big problem, because, like regular damage dealers, they don't like sitting in a queue for 30 minutes waiting for a group to populate. We get to the final boss, though. Kept everyone alive. I know if they just listen to me, I can get them through this and never have to play with these fucks again. Well, the final boss has this mechanic where, like, there's a ring around the outside, and he sets it on fire, and you have to jump into this pit and run to the other side of the pit and, like, take a geyser up onto the little sliver where he teleported to, because that's, like, the only section not on fire now.
Okay.
And if you're in the fire, it'll fucking kill you in, like, 2 seconds.
As fire does.
So these guys are just standing in the fucking fire.
I'm assuming you told them, like, okay, this is going to happen. You need to run away from the fire.
Yeah, I
You
actually
shouldn't have to tell someone to run away from fire, but...
I turned the microphone on and everything. I was like, all right, jump up and down if you can hear me. And only one person was jumping up and down. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to have to fucking type this with a PlayStation controller. So I'm trying to type these mechanics out so I know they could at least read them. And they're still not listening to a fucking thing I could say. Like, I got so excited the one time because they actually followed me off the outer ring into the pit. And I'm like, all right, they're going to fucking run behind me and take the geyser up and we're going to kill this fucker and it's going to be great. No, they stood in the fucking pit and they fought these lizards that kill you in like 2 or 3 hits. So I was like, all right, you guys almost got it, but don't fight the lizards. Just follow me to the other side.
Like, I don't know if you noticed, but your healer's been running off.
Yeah.
Maybe stick with the healer.
It's like, just follow me. I can get you through this.
Oh, my God.
The next time the same thing happens, that 2 of them are just fucking around in the pit dying. But finally, like, one of the other damage
They were
guys
dying
just-
to the lizards in the pit?
Yeah.
Oh, they had no chance against the fucking
Out of
boss.
fire and into the lizards.
Like, the other damage dealer was just like, you're a fucking shitty fake tank, fuck you. And he left. And I'm like, oh, great, now I gotta do this with 2 people.
Oh, my God.
And I thought, like, they were finally going to get it the last time, because another random person joined into the group, and he knew what he was doing. He followed me. He got up on the other ledge. The fake tank dropped down into the pit. He followed. He got up on the other ledge, but his buddy was dead on the other side in the fire. So take a wild guess to what the fucking fake tank did.
Go back.
He got up onto the ledge and tried to circle back around right through the fire. Just fucking died. 2 steps into the fire.
Oh my god.
And is the fire not rendering for you? Are you wondering why you're dying?
I'm a tank, I can get on fire.
So you need to buy a new DualShock again, is what you're saying.
Very close. Especially because they kicked me after that.
They kicked you.
They kicked me. Dude messaged me and was like, you fucking suck as a healer. You can't keep us alive. Like, you're a fake tank not listening to the fucking mechanics. Oh, I was so fucking hot.
That's ridiculous.
Oh. And this is why I don't like playing online games. These people suck.
I'm telling you, fucking random pickup groups. I haven't had too much bad luck with them, but when you do get someone bad, you get someone really fucking bad. I was going through a dungeon today, and I thought, like, we were all on the same page, and it was a vet difficulty dungeon, so you really need the group to work together just to make sure everyone stays alive and gets through the bosses and everything. But no, this tank, he, like, pops into the dungeon. He's like, hey, I'm looking for this gear. If you get it, can I have it, please? And you think, okay, so he wants something. He's going to play great with everyone. No, he fucking bolts to, like, the end of the dungeon.
Just to try to get that one drop.
I have no idea. Because this guy was an actual tank. And tanks can't do damage. Tanks do about as much damage as a healer does. And we were in there with, like, this guy who just got high enough to start doing veteran dungeons. So he's really fucking weak. And the other damage dealer there, not super weak, but still not a guy that's going to be able to, like, handle it on his own. And fucking tank just flies past the boss, leaves him there for us. I was able to keep these two guys alive. The tank died ahead at another boss. And, you know, I just
happened
typed
upon his body.
you see the life bar at the top. And after we finally took down this boss, I was just like, thanks, tank. And he fucking played me perfectly because he was like, no problem. I'm beating the shit out of this controller. I'm like, why do you even fucking queue for group play if you're just gonna leave us all behind? Fucking rage quit. Went and ordered some McDonald's. Oh, gets so fucking hot over it. Oh my god.
So if I'm going to play an online game, especially an MMO from now on, it's probably going to be Eve. Because
you can traffic humans in that game.
Well, you can.
For legit.
You can. The humans have to be pretty dumb.
Yeah.
But you can. No, like, legitimately, I would play that because, like, yeah, you're gonna run into other people sometimes, but, like, you're not actually gonna see their character or anything. It's just a ship that comes in out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Or somebody typing in a chat. And you already know going in that everybody there's trying to rip you off or scam you or whatever.
Exactly.
Or get you killed. Like, that's just kind of how that game works.
Uh-huh.
It's just a bunch of terrible fucking people slitting each other's throats for a nickel.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you go in expecting that and never expecting more than that from anybody, you'll be pleasantly surprised when people are nice.
Read about the fucking the slavery in that game?
Oh yeah,
Like legit
they
servitude.
They've enslaved some people.
Yeah, it doesn't even
players.
surprise me.
No,
No.
that's the kind of game it is. That's the kind of fucking game it is. And there was no punishment from the company that made the game. They weren't acting outside of the rules
they were
of the
using,
game.
Yeah.
It was all mechanics that were intended.
Yeah, because
they just used them in a way that they didn't really expect them to.
Do you think like the devs were like, well, shit. We built a game where you can enslave other people. Like
To
they
be
did it
fair,
like
people did manage to get the message out. And then other people came in and were like, here, put this shit on your ship and you can leave anytime you want. But
yeah, because they, like, convinced people to go somewhere, like, far fucking away to mine something.
And they had them outfit their ships in a very specific way that they wouldn't be able to get back.
And they were like, yeah, just keep mining this and then they give you, like, a little bit of whatever.
Yeah, they were mining some of the most expensive items in the game.
Yeah.
That's fucking awful.
I know. And the people, like, you gotta, like, quit. You gotta quit. You gotta start a new character. You couldn't get anywhere on your own.
Mm-hmm. And they were targeting players in
like
newbie areas. Like, where nobody would have any reason to go unless they were a new player.
My ass so quick. I would have been out there fucking working on the railroad.
That would have been a picnic compared to what these people were actually going through, because I don't know if you've seen what mining looks like in EVE Online. You click on an asteroid, you click on your mining laser, and it just automatically zaps the asteroid until there's no more asteroid left or your inventory's full. Yeah, you're just sitting there looking at it happening. It's like actual space travel.
Yeah.
Like, if we could travel, like, interstellar distances, mining would probably be a pretty trivial thing to automate.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, you find it, you park, by which I mean you like settle into a close orbit around it, and you just zap it. You let your ship zap it.
Yeah.
You're not even doing it. Mining is boring as fuck in that game, but it can be very profitable.
I'm just there like, I probably would have fell for it. Probably not, because that would involve me talking to somebody else, and I don't typically do that in a game, even in an MMO. So.
Oh yeah, no. I've never had a human character actually offer to help me in EVE, and I would have thought it was weird if they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those people must have installed that game with no prior expectations.
Like,
you should go into that game with prior
Yeah.
expectations.
It's cool as shit. I think the game's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's incredible what they built, but I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fall for all kinds of shit. I'm not gonna play this.
Oh yeah.
I love the stories I hear about EVE, but I tried to play it a little bit, and I was like, I'm not getting very far here.
Mm-mm. No, you won't. I mean, it is kind of cool that, like, I like the way that you progress your character, because it's not by you doing anything. You queue up skills to train, and it happens over time. Real time, even when you're not logged in. So, like, if you queue up something that takes 8 hours to train before you go to work, you come home from work in the evening, your skill's done. And then if you're paying for an account, you can queue up even more. You can queue, like, infinitely, I think. But
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
yeah, it's kind of neat. So, like, if you wanted to have a character that was just, like, ridiculously good at mining, but you didn't want to, like, sit and mine,
Yeah.
you didn't have to. You never have to do, like, low level mining stuff. You're not scouring for fucking copper nodes in World of Warcraft.
You guys see the excitement in Middletown yesterday?
I heard about that.
I did not.
It was a bomb scare or something.
Oh,
right?
it was a serious bomb scare.
Yeah.
Like there was a bomb?
Like
they evacuated North Union Street
from
and
North
everything?
Union to fucking like Turkey Hill. What street's that? High?
Race?
No, not Race. Race is one down.
Okay.
The next one, the Turkey Hill Street.
Okay. I thought that was Race for some reason.
No, Race is the next one over.
Away from Union?
Like towards my mom's house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Race is the one where J&J's is.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to live on Race Street, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. Yeah. No. I saw the article this afternoon. This dude, like, they're saying he was building. They said WMDs. Like he had
in Middletown.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like that. Yeah. He was building. Like he had a homemade lab where he could like. They used Semtex.
Oh.
He could build like plastic explosives and shit.
So
I saw it on the news.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, they did not interview Middletown's finest.
Middletown's finest isn't really in that area.
Middletown's finest got the fuck out of Middletown.
Yeah, exactly.
Middletown's finest remaining.
Yeah. I mean, I say that I lived my whole life in that area. That's not the way. And I saw in the article that got posted on WGAL today that, like, the mayor had to be like, look, I know there were going to be a lot of formal complaints filed that everybody couldn't go to their homes, but he legitimately was building bombs in an unsafe way.
Was he creating this stuff to then sell? Was he
had
building a bomb to use?
I think he was building it to use because he had a history of terroristic threats. Like 2005 and 2010,
I mean,
he was
like,
arrested.
a handful of people we went to high school with have a
They
history of
did.
terroristic threats.
But this guy had Semtex.
True. He had the firepower to back it up.
This guy he was like 41. Yeah.
Oh. Meaning I probably would have been in high school when he was in high school.
If he went to Middletown, yeah.
You know he went to Middletown.
I forget what his name was, though.
Some McClure. McClure, yeah. Because I have family with that name, so that's why I remember it. But
You have family with all the
I do.
Oh, McGarvey? I got
Yeah,
family.
we got one of them. Yeah, man. He legitimately was gonna level and they were like, it was a homemade lab, and he had no lab training, so he was definitely just like, interneting how to build plastic explosives.
That's not a great idea.
No, he definitely could have leveled.
He's more productive with his internet usage than I am. I mean, if he wasn't caught, he could have made bank.
He could have, yeah.
Or blown up a bank.
Yeah. But the smart money is you sell what you build to a bunch of Libyans and replace it with pinball parts and put all you built in a time machine.
Pinball parts?
Yeah, it's what Doc Brown sold the Libyans.
Really?
Yeah. Instead of uranium.
I heard that he's going to do a live action Rick and Morty.
Yeah, he's playing.
Oh, yeah, they had like a teaser trailer.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
I saw it like as an ad or something.
It's like a 5-second.
Yeah.
It's just like a garage, and then a green portal opens up, and Christopher Lloyd and some kid come out, and he's like, "We're home, Morty," and the kid's like, "Ah, geez," but Christopher Lloyd burps in the middle of his sentence so that you know he's Rick.
That's good.
He has been old my entire life.
Yeah, he has.
He was old before I was born.
Well, and
like, I don't trust anything he's working on to actually make it out.
He looked old as fuck as a Klingon. Like, under all that Klingon makeup, it was like, okay, not only do you not look like a Klingon, you just look like Christopher Lloyd in makeup, but you look old as fuck, too.
Can we talk about how weird it is how many, like, white dudes they had play Klingons? Yeah. When they had to, like, paint them brown.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like, they knew that black people existed.
Yeah.
They had some of them play Klingons.
And it was probably easier.
But, like the big role Klingons, they got, like, Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, can't trust a black guy with a big role.
Yeah, apparently not.
Weren't they just Italians in the original series? Like Italian-looking dudes?
Yeah, they had the olive skin.
Yeah.
And then, like really severe eyebrows.
Yeah. They were just fucking Italians.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, Christopher Lloyd, the joke in Back to the Future 2 was that, like, he came back and Marty was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "Oh, wait," and he ripped all that fake skin off and he was like, "There, it's me," because he put, like, fake skin on to look younger, but it was just his face because he's old.
Yeah.
Like, they made the joke in 1986 or whatever, whenever that movie came out.
Hey, Google, how old is Christopher Lloyd?
82 years old.
If he's 82 now, then that means when Back to the Future came out in, what, mid-80s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or was it late 80s?
It was mid.
So, like...
It was 1985. Well, that's when the movie took place, so it was around then.
35 years ago, then?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Late 40s.
He wasn't even old, a little bit at that point. He just looked old.
Yeah. What?
Typically people back then just did look
Watch
old.
this. Let's see. Hey, Google. How old was Wilford Brimley in Cocoon?
Wilford Brimley was 85 years old when he died in 2020.
Did he die of Cocoon? Like...
No.
Hey, Google, when was Cocoon made?
In the United States of America, Cocoon was released on June 21st, 1985.
Okay. And he was what, 80? How old? Fuck.
80-something.
Yeah, he was like 40.
Wow.
When he played an old fucker in Cocoon.
What is up with these dudes just playing old guys?
They were old guys back then.
It was the 80s, not the 1800s.
Apparently, if it was the 80s, Doug, you're Wilford Brimley. Like, you're next in line, buddy.
Wait, are you saying I could be Wilford Brimley?
In the 80s, yeah, 40 years ago.
I mean, I did recently get blood work done. I'm not pre-diabetic, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But
that's fine.
I could work on it.
He wasn't back then either. Or he might have been, I don't know.
He might have been. He probably was.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like 41 or something.
Got pre-diabetes.
Y'all want to play some games?
I'd love
Yeah,
to play
sure.
some games.
All right.
Get my mind off the fucking terrorists trying to nuke Middletown. Like, there are a few people in Middletown that I would be really upset if like, an explosion happened and they were they were killed or, like, injured. But for the most part, that town can fuck itself, so, like...
Yeah. It's not a great place. Not at all.
Like, I don't want anything to happen to my mom.
Yeah.
Or your mom, or my aunt. Do you have anybody that still lives in Middletown that you actually, like...
I don't know.
I mean, I guess where your mom lives is Middletown, but it's not
technically-
close
but it's
enough
not
to...
town.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
in Middletown,
it's
like
not
borough.
It's not in the middle. It's not in the city of Middletown.
And I assume that as fucked up as your mom gets a lot of the time,
You don't want
you don't want her to die.
You know.
That might be a big assumption on my part. I don't know, but...
Yeah, fucking wild, man.
Flashers, terrorists.
Yeah.
They got it all over in Middletown.
Yeah. It's exciting. It's an exciting place. You
Yeah.
know, it's like when people like us go think about New York City, we're like, why would you ever want to live there? And people are like, it's exciting. No, it doesn't sound exciting at all. Everybody's shitty.
It's not great. I mean, in a lot of places, the townies like have a place to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they go hang out at like a titty bar or a sports
Right.
bar or something. In Middletown, the townies sit outside of Carnes and drink iced tea.
Yeah.
Like, they go into Carnes, they buy a half a gallon of tea. They go outside and they drink it. And then they use that as a spit jug. And go inside and get another half a gallon of tea and drink that in between spitting into their spit jug.
Yep.
Oh, that'll get confusing.
Yeah, well,
Bet you saw an accident in a time or two.
No, these guys are pros.
that's literally all they do.
This is
all they
Middletown
do.
I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's all they do day in, day
And
out.
you know what? And if
literally
they had
every
an
day.
accident, you wouldn't know it.
Yeah. They probably wouldn't know it. Let's
Like,
be
oh,
honest.
school change of the recipe.
Spock, take a look at this subspace news article. Some fool blew his own face off while cleaning a loaded phaser.
Fascinating, Captain. Was it someone aboard the Enterprise?
No, Spock, it happened in Florida.
All right. Our states this week.
Oh, boy.
Of course, we got Florida. We have Nebraska
Nebraska,
and Tennessee.
Florida, Nebraska, Tennessee. Whoo!
Headline number 1. Woman chasing mass customers around grocery store coughing at them loses her job after video of the incident goes viral.
As it should be.
I don't know if I could do it, but I'd try to super kick her if she was chasing me.
Right? You know
I'd
what?
probably just end a kicker and a cunt, but whatever.
I'm vaccinated. I'll fight you.
Yeah.
I'll risk it.
Yeah, right?
I watched that video, and it blew my mind that no one just fucking decked her.
Right?
Because if someone's walking at me, coughing at me, I'm gonna lay them out.
That is assault already. Like,
Yeah, right.
like coughing at you in the middle of a
You have a right
pandemic.
to defend yourself.
Yeah.
Like, your smug ass knows exactly what you're doing, so go to fucking sleep.
Go to fucking sleep.
Put her up on your shoulder,
Time to lay down, honey.
roaring elbow her ass
Oh, fuck.
right into the Nabisco crackers.
If I was like, I don't want to fight her myself, I'd at least try to goad somebody else into doing it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, yo,
Yeah.
Ken, you should fight her.
Depending on how worked up I am going into the store, because I can get on edge nowadays. I very well might.
Well,
Like, here. What? Oh, I don't have my wallet on.
I'd say a good 30% of the time when me or Casey leave the house, we're looking to fight somebody.
Yeah, no,
so-
but I don't have my wallet on me because there's a lot of fucking money in it. which is probably the opposite reason why you should keep your wallet on you.
Yep.
But
Kenzie get rolled in the parking lot.
By you.
But I've got a paper mask in there that I wrote "Go fuck yourself" on, and I'm just waiting for someone to say something about me wearing a mask, and I'll be like, "Oh, I have the wrong one," and hold on.
Or no, you're like, oh, you know what? I forgot I've been double masked.
Yeah, yes, yeah, I'm ready for it. Nobody says shit to me, but I'm ready for it.
I can't wait until it happens.
It's gonna be a good episode.
Headline number 2. Lil Uzi Vert has $24 million diamond ripped out of his forehead while crowd surfing. He did recover the diamond.
Okay, now, Lil Uzi Vert did this in Nebraska, Tennessee, or Florida?
Correct.
Okay. I don't know anything about the crowd surfing scene in Nebraska, but...
Stay classy, Nebraska. Why would you get a diamond put in your forehead? Even if you're Lil Uzi Vert.
I knew of a guy that claimed in his zine to have a surgically implanted punk spike in his forehead.
That
It was
I
a Christian
understand.
zine, so he probably didn't have
Probably.
it.
No, certainly not.
97, you didn't have
He
it.
wanted to be able to be like the emergency window breaker with his forehead, so he could just headbutt his way into the car.
Oh, glad I didn't go through with that, because when we were stuck in Philly, you'd be like, "Come on, Ken, you're up."
And this is what you've been preparing for.
No, I was listening to MXPX on the way over, and there's actually a line in one of their songs that says Christian punks don't have forehead spikes. So you knew it was a lie.
I believe you. I know you're lying, and I believe you anyway.
He was from the Philly Christian punk scene. That's a whole... What, MXPX doesn't know anything about that.
Final headline.
In 7th grade, I thought it was a real cool place.
Final headline. Girlfriend calls police to turn in boyfriend for reward money while riding in the stolen car with him.
I feel like if they just added one more layer of complexity, they could have made a lot of fucking money and got away with it somehow.
I feel like if they added one more layer of complexity, they could make a really good screenplay out of that.
Kinda, yeah.
Like go back in time a couple of decades and cast Charlie Sheen in that. I'd watch it.
As the girlfriend?
As the girlfriend who's playing the boyfriend. Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah.
In blackface.
Old ass Christopher Lloyd in blackface.
Oh.
Oh.
DMK, are you holding the belt right now?
I don't think so.
I think I won it
Yeah.
on accident because everybody else picked my choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ended up going like 3 for 3
I
off
did,
of that.
yeah, and I shouldn't have.
With the leftovers, yeah.
Oh boy! All right, Little Uzi Vert. He is going to be in Florida.
Okay.
The Masker, Nebraska, and fuck. Hold on, I'm gonna get it. The girl that turned her boyfriend in was in Tennessee.
Doug?
Well, you took all my answers. I'm gonna put. Well, I mean, Lil Uzi Vert is in Florida. So I'm gonna put the girlfriend in Nebraska and the. I'm not gonna get it. Yeah, the coffer in Tennessee.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Champion's Advantage wins this one, going 3 for 3. The red meat babyface retains.
Yep.
Clear-minded thinking, you can figure those ones out. Process of elimination. I'm like, well, nobody's crowd surfing in Nebraska. Lil Uzi Vert is
Nobody's
not...
going to a Lil Uzi Vert show in Nebraska either.
And Lil Uzi Vert is not going to Tennessee.
No.
No, I bet he would. I bet Tennessee has a hip-hop scene now.
Well, they probably do,
do.
but it's probably that weird, like hillbilly hip-hop.
Oh.
I don't know, man. Like, Nashville became a metal town back in like the early 2000s.
It did.
So, who knows, man? It's a very musically diverse state at this point.
It is.
Nashville's a new metal town now.
Oh, no. Fuck.
Middletown was a new metal town for sure when we were there.
Middletown's been a new metal town since like the 80s.
All right, that means it's time for the joke of the week.
Here, in its natural habitat, on a tiny islet off the coast of Belgium, we observe the majestic and elusive joke of the week.
Y'all ready?
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Gotta brace myself.
What do you call a fish wearing a bow tie? What do you call a fish wearing a bow tie? You give up?
Trying to think of a Rip Taylor joke.
I got nothing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sophisticated.
Oh, ouch.
Right?
Ouch.
Joke of the week,
I
everybody.
refuse to even pretend to laugh at that one.
But you cannot comprehend with
You're fired, Adam. You're all washed up in this business.